you use these words? Well, stop, because they're making you look less confident. These words might seem harmless, but when people hear you use them, they reduce your credibility just a little bit. Before we jump in, let me clear up something. There are some phrases that you might think I'm going to mention, like, I could be wrong, but, or does that sound okay? These phrases are not bad. In fact, they can convey empathy or humility if they're used intentionally in some situations. For example, the phrase, I could be wrong, but, sounds uncertain, but it can actually build rapport if you're talking to a difficult boss or authority figure. There are some words, however, that you should just never use if you want to sound confident. So just remove these from your vocabulary. Okay, what are they? I'm going to break these words down into 3 categories. And the first category is what I will call shrinking words. These are words like just and only. And these words diminish the importance of your message. For example, compare these sentences. I just think we should see other people versus I think we should see other people. Or I only want to help versus I want to help. You see how removing these words makes your message clearer? You might think that using these words makes you sound less rude. They don't. They just make you sound less clear. The second category of words that make you sound less confident are what I will call almost words. And these are words like almost, sort of, kind of, and basically. And what these words do is they hover around certainty instead of owning it. For example, compare, I almost wonder if we should do this, versus, I wonder if we should do this. Or, this almost reminds me of blank, versus, this reminds me of blank. Context matters here. So for example, if I said, wolves are kind of like dogs, that's a perfectly fine sentence. But when it comes to your ideas or your decisions, phrases like kind of and sort of just make your message less focused. The third and final category is what I will call maybe words. And these are words like maybe and might and try. These words are all about indecision. They're about avoiding responsibility for the outcome. For example, compare, I'll try to finish that by Friday versus I'll finish that by Friday. Or maybe we could go to the park versus let's go to the park. When you use words like try or maybe or might, you are signaling that you don't fully believe that you can make it happen. Confident people can't always anticipate the outcome, but they commit to the intention. To summarize, shrinking words make your message smaller, almost words make your message blurrier, and maybe words make your message weaker. All of these words have one thing in common though, and that is that they dilute your message. And this is why confident people avoid them and why you should as well if you want to be perceived as more confident. Here's the key to it all. Appearing more confident is not about pretending to be perfect. It is rather about training your language to match your intention. Thank you for watching.